Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Commanding General, Brigadier General Wilford Beagle Jr., and the Post Command Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major Jeremiah Gann, welcome to United States Army Training Center and Fort Jackson for the graduation of Companies A, B, C, D, and E from the 3rd Battalion, 39th Infantry Regiment, 165th Infantry Brigade. Please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Russell Moss.
I invite you to pray in your faith tradition as I pray in mine. Let us pray. Dear God, thank you for this day of celebration. We acknowledge your hand in guiding, strengthening, and encouraging each of these soldiers standing here today. We are grateful as well for the dedication of all of the staff and the cadre for their support and diligent instruction as they have shaped these men and women into proud soldiers ready to execute any mission given them to defend this great country. Please let the lessons learned from basic combat training follow them and prepare them for their next assignments in the Army and instill in them a sense of pride and privilege of serving their great nation. Thank you, Lord, for your presence here today and with each soldier as they move on to their next mission. It is in your holy name that we pray. Amen.
Seated. The purpose of today's ceremony is to recognize the commitment of the men and women you see standing in formation before you today who have chosen to serve their country as soldiers. This review is the last official formation of the training cycle. Not everyone successfully completes this difficult period of training, but those in formation today represent disciplined, motivated, physically fit soldiers who exemplify the Army's 7 core values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. They are imbued with the warrior ethos and display the tenets of putting the mission first, never accepting defeat, never quitting, and never leaving behind a fallen comrade. This is an important day, and these soldiers can take great pride in their accomplishments. To the parents, families, and friends of these soldiers, Fort Jackson extends a very warm and sincere welcome. We are justifiably proud of them and are truly honored that they have chosen to join our ranks. Please direct your attention to the left of the formation. The units marching today from your left to right are the 282nd Army Band under the command of Chief Warrant Officer 3, George Bauer, graduating soldiers from Companies A, B, the Battalion Color Guard, and graduating soldiers from Companies C, D, and E. Identified by their distinctive headgear are the drill sergeants. These dedicated non-commissioned officers form the backbone of the Army's training center system, selected based on professional competence, leadership ability, and years of service. These men and women undergo intensive training to earn the right to wear their distinctive hat and insignia. With the drill sergeant hat goes the important responsibility of molding civilian men and women into soldiers. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Major Michael Chung, who serves as the executive officer for the 3rd Battalion, 39th Infantry Regiment. He and the battalion staff are positioned on the field.
Attention!
The reviewing officer for today's graduation is the commander of the 3rd Battalion, 39th Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Penny. On his left is Command Sergeant Major Corey Oliver, the battalion's senior non-commissioned officer, master trainer, and principal advisor to the commander. The commander of troops will now bring forward the colors and persons to be honored. and commitment are the hallmarks of professionalism. The soldiers and drill sergeants coming forward will be recognized for their excellence in training and duty performance and serve as examples to all. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem. It is appropriate for soldiers in uniform and all armed forces veterans to salute the American flag. We ask our civilian guests to please remove your headgear and place your right hand over your heart as our national anthem is played. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Penny and Command Sergeant Major Corey Oliver will now present the awards. Standing Drill Sergeant of the Cycle for Alpha Company is Drill Sergeant Aaron Taylor from Fayetteville, North Carolina. The Soldier Leader of the Cycle for Alpha Company is Specialist Kevin Crawford from Nacogdoches, Texas. The Soldier of the Cycle for Alpha Company is Private Christopher Rowlett from Milton, Florida. The Outstanding Drill Sergeant of the Cycle for Bravo Company is Drill Sergeant Robert Gambrell from White Marsh, Maryland. The Soldier Leader of the Cycle for Bravo Company is Private Andrew Petrie from Austin, Texas. The Soldier of the Cycle for Bravo Company is Private First Class Alexis Thomas from Clio, South Carolina. The Outstanding Drill Sergeant of the Cycle for Charlie Company is Drill Sergeant Andrew Payne from Buffalo, New York. The soldier leader of the cycle for Charlie Company is Private Second Class Taisha Fair from Trujillo Alto, Puerto Rico. The soldier of the cycle for Charlie Company is Private Eric Whittaker from Montrose, Colorado. The outstanding drill sergeant of the cycle for Delta Company is Drill Sergeant Julian Osorio Razo from Cali, Colombia. The soldier leader of the cycle for Delta Company is Private Second Class Marlon Petty from Bessemer, Alabama. The soldier of the cycle for Delta Company is Private Luis Garcia from Gillsville, Georgia. The outstanding drill sergeant of the cycle for Echo Company is Drill Sergeant Paul Greenwald from Decatur, Georgia. The soldier leader of the cycle for Echo Company is Specialist Jeff Lohman from Missoula, Montana. The soldier of the cycle for Echo Company is Specialist Nadine Simpson from Belmore, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 3rd Battalion, 39th Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Penny.
Good morning, courage-worthy families and friends. How is everyone this morning? Did you enjoy your time with your soldier yesterday? I know you spent some time with them recently. Most of you have. But did you notice any subtle changes? Were they more confident when they spoke? Did they look physically stronger than when you last saw them? Did they stand up straight and speak with authority and conviction? Okay, well, for those who didn't, let us know and we'll take them back for another 10 weeks. All right, Courage-Worthy Battalion, rest. Don't want any fallouts. Just, I know it's cold outside, so this will be quick. Okay, go back to parade rest when I complete my talk. Thank you. Again, welcome to today's graduation ceremony. If you were unable to join us yesterday, I would like to welcome you to Fort Jackson, the Army's premier basic combat training center. I'd like to welcome Brigadier General Beagle and Command Sergeant Major Gann, the post commander and the post command sergeant major for the Army Training Center. Also, welcome to all of our other special guests and the friends of the Courage-Worthy Battalion. Welcome to Fort Jackson. Thank you all for making this trip for this momentous occasion. Also, special thank you to the 282nd Army Band, to your front and left. Chief, thank you for keeping the battalion in step this morning. Your soldiers are doing great as always. As many of you know, the Courage-Worthy Battalion suffered a tragic loss this cycle with the passing of Private First Class Connor McGurran. Training to become a soldier is no easy task, and is absolutely not without risk for these young men and women heeding our nation's call. Private McGurran was someone who heeded the call and came to Fort Jackson to become something greater than himself, a soldier. It goes without saying that Private McGurran left an indelible mark on his teammates in Echo Company, his cadre, his drill sergeants in Fort Jackson. Private McGurran's family is in our thoughts and prayers, and I want to let them know that they will always be a part of the Courage-Worthy family. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join me in honoring Private First Class Connor McGurran with a moment of silence. All right, thank you, and please be seated. For the last 243 years, our nation has remained free because, like the soldiers on the field, we have people in this country whom are willing and able to answer the nation's call. And I ask all soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen who have served or are still serving to please stand again so we can recognize you. Thank you all for coming today. Thank you for your service. The soldiers standing in front of you today represent a small portion of the 30 million military-age residents of the United States. However, not everyone can serve. In fact, less than 1 in 4 are physically, mentally, and morally eligible to serve in our armed forces. And in the end, only 1 in 100 ever does. Ladies and gentlemen, the soldiers standing in front of you represent that 1%. They represent our nation's best. They come from the big cities like New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago. They come from small rural communities like Tiffin, Ohio, Moultrie, Georgia, Graham, Texas. They come from foreign countries like the Philippines, Mongolia, Jamaica, Nigeria, Cameroon, Brazil, Burkina Faso, Germany, South Korea, China, and Afghanistan. In all, 49 different states, 5 U.S. territories, and 15 different countries are represented by these soldiers standing before you today. Of the 698 soldiers in formation, the youngest of them is 17, and the oldest is more than double that at 44 years old. Many of them have advanced degrees or left jobs as service as police officers, firemen, or college students. 44 courage-worthy soldiers have associate's degrees. 57 of them have bachelor's degrees, and 12 of them have a master's degree. Our nation has been fighting overseas continuously now for 18 years. Yet these men and women, these soldiers, volunteered to raise their right hand and serve their country. This is but a small taste of the sacrifices this generation is prepared to make to defend our values and freedoms. These soldiers standing before you are the guardians of our future. They are part of the long line of warriors who have committed themselves to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. Fort Jackson has been training soldiers for over 100 years. Since then, these soldiers have woven the very fabric of our free society. Your soldiers standing in front of you this morning represent everything that is good about this nation. They are professionals of the highest order and are trained, educated, and committed to upholding the Army values. All of them raised their right hands and volunteered, all for different reasons. Some for better opportunities, some for love of country, some as we've seen before because of family tradition. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter why they joined. What matters is that they did. The soldiers in front of you have sworn an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. They have willingly agreed to place the needs of others before the needs of themselves. As the 16th century writer and preacher John Bunyan once wrote, "You have not lived today until you have done something for someone who cannot repay you." That is the life of the American soldier, to take care of those who cannot protect themselves. In a moment, you will hear them recite the Soldier's Creed. Listen closely, and you will hear them say, "I am a guardian of freedom. I am the American way of life." Their pledge to you as a U.S. soldier is that they will never quit, they will never falter, and they will never give up. To the soldiers of 339, in late October, 780 civilians arrived in our battalion area. Today, 690 soldiers have met the Army standard and earned the right to be called a soldier. You arrived at Fort Jackson as individuals, but you leave as a member of the Army team. We are proud of you. You must be proud of what you have accomplished over the last 10 training weeks. No one handed this to you. Command Sergeant Major Oliver and myself, and all of your drill sergeants and cadre, congratulations. You are courage worthy. You have earned it. But this is just the beginning. You only get out of the Army what you put into it. You have to continue to earn it every day. I challenge you to show up at your next training location and in your future assignment, ready to learn, ready to go, grow, and ready to make a difference. I challenge you to use your basic training battalion's AAAO special designation to drive you and push you forward, where you will remain anything, anytime, anywhere, bar nothing. Good luck to you all. Courage worthy, strike strong, victory.
Today's soldier is above all a warrior, adaptive, confident, and competent. As a soldier, you are totally committed to the warrior ethos, grounded in Army values, and determined to destroy the enemies of the United States of America and her allies. The United States Army Soldier's Creed embodies this commitment. To the soldiers on the field, the uniform you wear at this moment is more than an outward display of your vocational choice. Your uniform is a symbol of a nation and an unspoken assurance to all who see you that you are a willing and able protector of the freedoms fought so arduously for by all who have gone before and those who will bravely come after. You have become what you set out to be, a soldier in the United States Army. The Soldier's Creed is your declaration of your unshakable commitment to the ideals this nation was founded upon and will continue to guarantee. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Special Lowman leads the soldiers standing before you through the reciting of the Soldier's Creed.
The Soldier's Creed!
Please be seated. Consideration of those around you, we ask that you please remain seated and in the bleachers until all soldiers have passed their viewing stand and the conclusion of the ceremony is announced. As you are approached by the American flag, it is appropriate to rise and remain standing until it has passed to your right. Once the ceremony has concluded, family members of awardees may meet their soldiers under the canopy located to the left of the bleachers. All other family members and friends, please meet your soldier to the far right of the bleachers at the end of the parade field. you and stand is the Commander of Troops, Major Chung, and the battalion staff. The 282nd Army Band is commanded by Chief Warrant Officer 3 Bauer. The drum major is Sergeant David Love. Is commanded by Captain Andrea Toronto from Livermore, California. First platoon is led by First Lieutenant Nathan Edwards from Honolulu, Hawaii, and Sergeant First Class Anna Torres from Los Angeles, California. Second platoon is led by Staff Sergeant Andrew Jabala and Staff Sergeant John Christian from Columbus, Georgia. Platoon is led by First Lieutenant Giovanna Green from Tampa, Florida, and Sergeant Victor Bermudez from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Fourth platoon is led by First Lieutenant Jonathan Johnson from Fayetteville, Arkansas, and Staff Sergeant Devon Harbin from Anderson, South Carolina. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant Timothy Cochin from Falmouth, Massachusetts. Company B is commanded by Captain Quentin Moffitt from Bellingham, Washington. First platoon is led by Staff Sergeant Kobe Schilling from Kansas City, Missouri, and Staff Sergeant Julian Douglas from Kingston, Jamaica. Second platoon is led by First Lieutenant Raphael Durrett from Miami, Florida, and Staff Sergeant David Wilson from Salisbury, North Carolina. Third platoon is led by Captain Christopher Pena from Corpus Christi, Texas, and Sergeant First Class James Sisson from Story City, Iowa. Fourth platoon is led by First Lieutenant Brian Valadares from Rosamond, California, and Staff Sergeant Dana Campbell from San Diego, California. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant Ryan Whitewell from Wamley, South Dakota. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are approached by the American flag, it is appropriate to rise and remain standing until it has passed to your right. C is commanded by First Lieutenant Santiago Wilson from Bronx, New York. First platoon is led by Staff Sergeant Brandon Ernest from Clarksville, Tennessee. Second platoon is led by First Sergeant Andrew Live from Reading, Pennsylvania, and Sergeant First Class Andrew Payne from Buffalo, New York. platoon is led by First Lieutenant Kristen Shanahan from Charleston, South Carolina, and Staff Sergeant Stephen Hunter from South Haven, Mississippi. Ladies and gentlemen, in consideration of those around you, please remain seated. 4th platoon is led by Second Lieutenant Douglas Nelson from Bakersville, California, and Staff Sergeant Angelica Bridges from Atlanta, Georgia. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant Edward Jervis from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Company D is commanded by Captain Fania Gendeme from Augusta, Georgia. 1st platoon is led by Second Lieutenant Elizabeth Prairie from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and Sergeant First Class Derek Leonard from Buffalo, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, in consideration of those around you, please remain seated. 2nd platoon is led by Second Lieutenant Hunter Ingram from Jacksonville, Florida, and Sergeant First Class Christopher Fritzler from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. 3rd platoon is led by First Lieutenant Adam Range from Garden Grove, California, and Staff Sergeant Michael Gully from Leoma, Tennessee. 4th platoon is led by First Lieutenant Gregory Weatherford from Memphis, Tennessee, and Staff Sergeant Joel Irvin from Kansas City, Kansas. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant, Sergeant First Class Tyler Martinez from Littleton, Colorado. Company E is commanded by Captain Matthew Owen from Asheville, North Carolina. 1st platoon is led by First Lieutenant Darren Brown from Hartsville, South Carolina, and Sergeant First Class Erica Martinez from Cypress, Texas. 3rd platoon is led by Second Lieutenant Luke McLean from Flint, Michigan, and Sergeant First Class Brian Kennedy from Brunson, South Carolina. Platoon is led by First Lieutenant Michael Hedberg from Flossmoor, Michigan, and Staff Sergeant LaQuincy Hutchison from Alexander City, Alabama. In the rear of the formation is the First Sergeant Timothy Carno from Herrick, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Army song and please remain in the bleachers until the conclusion of the ceremony is announced. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Family members of awardees, please meet your soldier under the canopy to the left of the bleachers. All other family members and friends, please meet your soldier to the far right of the bleachers at the end of the parade field. We ask that you please remember to take all trash and personal items with you as you exit. Please enjoy the rest of your day and have a safe journey home. Victory starts here.